Hello, it's Daniel and welcome to this trip report. In this trip report, I'm flying with Irish low-cost airline Ryanair from Tarbes in France to Dublin in Ireland. Ryanair are regarded by many as a very controversial airline. However, in this trip report, I'm going to show you that they aren't that bad. This flight was part of a larger trip that I took in summer 2019. This particular flight to Dublin was my first flight on my way back home to Scotland. The trip included flights on board an ASL Airlines 737-300, a Nordica ATR 72 and an AvantiAir Fokker 100. The trip reports from these flights are already out on my channel. I stayed in Lourdes for the night, which is 10 miles from the airport. I have to say it was a place that took me by surprise, and I would recommend it to anyone that's looking to visit somewhere a little different. Tarbes Airport is an avgeek heaven for stored aircraft as well, as it's one of the main locations for stored aircraft in Europe. The airplanes here are either getting scrapped or are often new owners. Tarbes Airport itself was very underwhelming to pass through. The only good thing about the terminal was photos of planes passing the moon. These photos were taken by Sebastian Leprengard. I've probably got the pronunciation of that name completely wrong, so if anyone wants to correct me, feel free. The security was quick, but there was no choice for food or drink, one bar that was pretty overpriced, and the gates were also boarding pens. The scenery around the airport was also stunning. This is because Tarbes is only 40 miles away from the Pyrenees and the Spanish border. My aircraft to Dublin was a Boeing 737-800, which is the sole aircraft type in Ryanair's fleet. Ryanair will soon operate 737 Maxes, that's if they ever return to service. My seat for this flight was seat 9A, and the flight time to Dublin was 2 hours. And here's the taxi and takeoff part of the video. On the way to the runway, there was a lot of stored aircraft.
Il y a 4 issues de secours principales, 2 à l'avant de l'appareil, une à gauche, une à droite, 2 autres situées à l'arrière de l'appareil, une à gauche, une à droite. Il y a 4 autres sorties de secours au niveau des ailes au centre de la cabine, 2 à gauche et 2 à droite. Prenez le temps de noter la sortie la plus proche, laquelle peut se situer derrière vous. Pour attacher votre
The legroom on board was okay, adequate enough for a 2-hour flight. Anything longer would have been a bit of a struggle. Ryanair don't have seat pockets for safety cards, instead it's just stuck onto their seat. As there's no seat pocket, Ryanair gives out their onboard menu, or you can download their app, which includes their buy on board menu and their Inflight magazine as well. The menu selection was actually pretty good, and the pricing wasn't too bad either. Ryanair's app also has a really good user interface, compared to some airlines. I decided to get a little snack. I opted for some pretzels and a can of Pepsi. These cost me €5, which is around £4.50. The pretzels tasted okay, however I've never been entirely keen on savoury snacks. For in-flight entertainment, I watched a couple of shows on Netflix. The flight to Dublin was almost full with passengers, with only a few empty seats. In terms of the price of this flight, I actually paid quite a bit, £67, however, I'd already got the time off work, booked the other flights of the trip, and then went to book this flight, and it had jumped up in price, from £30 straight up to £67, and that included seat selection. The price wasn't ideal considering what Ryanair usually charge, but then again this was peak summer season. In comparison to British Airways, Ryanair has better legroom, a better onboard menu, and a much cheaper onboard menu. I will save a full breakdown of British Airways short haul for another trip report. In short, since 2016, British Airways has went from one of the best short haul products to the worst in Europe. Here's the landing clip into Dublin. Overall, the flight to Dublin from Tarbes was actually okay. In some respects, I actually think Ryanair is underrated, but I can see why the controversial stigma surrounds the airline. Crew were friendly, the seats were okay, the onboard menu was great with some fair prices. The stigma I think mainly comes from the media and people's perceptions on Ryanair. They are a low cost airline and they do charge for everything, that is their model. I do think with the choice in Ryanair's onboard menu they are underrated. However, at the same time, I do think you get what you pay for with the airline, mainly because they're a low cost airline. Overall, I would say Ryanair are not that bad an airline. With Ryanair you get what you pay for, a seat in a plane from A to B, and that's what the low cost model's about. Personally, I would fly Ryanair any day over British Airways short haul. I do have an upcoming British Airways trip report, which will be out soon, and will show why I would rather fly Ryanair over British Airways short haul. Thanks for watching this trip report. I hope you enjoyed it and stay tuned for the next one.